Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Sam. Welcome back to another 2019 iPhone update. We saw the iPhone 11 yesterday. Today, OnLeaks and CashKaro are back with a first look at the iPhone 11 Max. So we are now 2 out of 3 iPhones down. The only one we haven't seen that I'm sure OnLeaks is working on obtaining is the second generation iPhone XR. That one's said to have 2 cameras now instead of just 1. But of course, the big takeaway for this year's iPhones is the presence for the first time ever of a triple camera setup. So let's take a look at the iPhone 11 Max in comparison to the iPhone 11 and also the latest rumors we've been hearing about the device. So first up, size-wise, between the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 11 Max, not many changes between the iPhone, let's say, XS and iPhone XS Max. In fact, over on Twitter, one of our new details is that OnLeaks says Apple is basically taking the iPhone 7-esque design, think of this iPhone in jet black, and then applying this new camera setup on it. Of course, on the front, we've already seen it's gonna look pretty much like an iPhone 10 or an iPhone XS because the notch and bezels, while they are getting a few percent or halves of percent smaller, they're gonna largely look like the iPhones we've seen in the past. And while the front still really disappoints me, where these renders sort of start to win me over is actually with the camera, what I was like really disappointed by the other day, because we have some fresh details on how it's going to look and work, and I've never seen images like this high resolution of it so far. So as you can see in these latest images, it's much more intricate than it looked yesterday or the day before or in any previous official renders of the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 11 Max. You can see clearly there is a triangle design, but the lenses themselves look like actual lenses and not just like rings with white or black circles around them. And the huge news this week in the last leak was that Apple is going to be using a single piece of glass on the back, which they've never done before. And I think that is unique. Apple definitely deserves props if they are able to pull that off. On any iPhone, like the iPhone XR, for example, you've got a single piece of glass and then the lens stacked on top. With the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 11 Max, because there is some crazy new 14 megapixel wide angle camera tech coming to the lenses, it's going to be a single piece of glass that sort of slopes over and around the camera, which means that the color of the camera bump itself is no longer reflected by the camera housing, but somehow Apple has been just able to make the camera-like lenses themselves, the architecture, black. Every other piece of that camera bump is going to be color matched to the iPhone you buy. And I think that is going to be pretty distinctive and actually make it look sort of cool. Like, imagine a product red iPhone 11. The camera entire like setup pretty much, except for the lenses, is going to be red. It's not going to be like a black square on a white phone or a white square on a black phone. It could actually look like color flushed and color matched, which could be incredible. I mean, looking at this, I think it looks really great. Let me know what you think about this down below. Here's another image from OnLeaks. Basically says that the protruding lens glass is surrounded by a ring, and then there's a curved bump inside, which means it's beneath the top of the main large bump, and it is said to be see-through transparent glass. Minchico a few days reported that like it would be a blacked out glass, which honestly on a black iPhone, if it was like completely black, it could make it look like there really isn't a camera there and it's like just a bump on the back of the phone. I don't know if that'd make it look better or worse, but it'd be a little bit different. I don't know, it could end up looking like this, but OnLeaks doesn't seem to believe that's going to be the case. Honestly, aesthetically on these phones, there's not going to be that much different, which is frankly disappointing. I thought that the third year for an iPhone cycle was going to be like the big update, and while yes, the camera is going to look the most different it's ever looked, it's going to be like an iPhone 7 design all over again. And on the front, as I mentioned, not just the same size, but well, pretty much, it's slightly smaller. Bezels are practically smaller. And the only other difference between this phone and like an older iPhone is going to be the mute switch. So you can see on the side here, it is a new mute switch. It is just like it's been on the iPad prior to the iPad Pros for a while, where basically it would go down and up versus left and right. And I think left and right has been on the iPhone since the original iPhone. Apple still is not getting rid of that mute button. That's definitely one of my favorite parts of the phone because it's dedicated to just mute or off mute, although I will say I probably leave my phone on mute always, so I don't even know if I need it. But if you're always toggling that, know that it's not going away. It's just going to be a little bit different, and I don't know, left, right, up, down, better or worse. I feel like it's just going to be the same, and Apple changed it just to say they changed it. I'm sure there'll be some fancy name for it when they announce it on stage. Aside from that, size-wise, 5.8-inch OLED screen on the iPhone 10 and XS. Hey, 5.8-inch OLED screen on the iPhone 11. What'd you say, 6.5-inch screen on the iPhone XS Max? What? Oh my gosh, we're gonna be getting that exact same screen on the iPhone 11 Max. Now, we are still waiting to see that third iPhone model, and this is, I think, going to be the most different looking iPhone possibly of them all, because it's going from a single to a double camera setup, and we still haven't gotten our official look on the second generation iPhone XR yet, but apparently this is like, I think, the best selling model of the three this year, so know that it's not going away. If you don't want to spend, the $1,000, $1,500, $1,100 on an iPhone 11 in 2019, you will have the option to buy the lower cost, I hate saying lower cost, at $800. It's really looking to be a good phone still, and the iPhone XR second gen is said to possibly be coming in green. So we'll have to look out for that. But really, that's all I have for you in this update video. Just wanted to show you these size comparisons, help you be the most informed on your purchase decision if you're looking to buy an iPhone. As always, I gotta hear your thoughts about this down below. Do you find it interesting? Do you find it insane? Is it exciting? Let me know your reactions down below. Drop a like if you enjoyed it or learned something new. And of course, hit subscribe so you stay up to date on the latest Apple news. I've been Sam. I hope you're doing well, and I'll catch you all in my next video.